Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going to talk about habits for success in medical school. Now, med school is tough and there's no way around that, but there are a few things that you can and should be doing that makes things a lot more manageable and sometimes even fun. Now, you have to take initiative to do the right things, and oftentimes these things, you're not going to feel like doing them because they're not fun to do necessarily, but they will lead to your success down the road. So here's some habits that my friends and I have taken up and seen other successful med students use that you should consider as well. Now, the first one is my least favorite, but probably one of the most effective, and that is to wake up early. Now, this one sucks to do, especially on those cold winter mornings when you just want to roll up into a burrito and stay in bed. But the reality is that we all only have 24 hours in a day, and a great way to maximize that time is to get up early. This gives you a head start on life and you're up before most people. You don't even necessarily need to work during this time. You can use it as an elaborate morning routine that feels good for you and gives you energy and happiness. Personally, I like to get up and do work, especially work that I don't want to do because my willpower is highest in the morning. As the day progresses, I like to move towards tasks that don't require a whole lot of activation energy for me. And by rising early, I can do whatever work I need to do, and then I free up time for later in the day where I can just relax, go out with my friends, or do some hobbies. And this is basically how you achieve some semblance of balance in medicine and enjoy the process. If you're going to be waking up early though, you also need to sleep a little bit earlier. Not everybody needs 8 hours of sleep. You know yourself best, so get as much as you need and just adjust accordingly. Now, obviously keep in mind it's not what time you're waking up, but what you're doing with that extra time that you create. It's not about just making yourself miserable by waking up early and then not actually doing anything productive. The second thing is scheduling. We go over this more in our time management video, but it's vital that you schedule out your time. You're going to be shocked to realize how much time you waste if you actually looked at how you're using every hour of the day. So sit down at the beginning of every block or semester and input all your major dates into some calendar, whether it's written or on your phone, whatever. Due dates, exams, mandatory lectures, things like that. And then every Sunday you want to sit down and schedule out the week, starting with mandatory things like lectures and sessions that you have to do whether you feel like it or not. Then you want to put in your hobbies, social events, non-medical things. And it's very important to schedule these things because it's the only way it happens. When you schedule something, you tell yourself that it's important and good for you and it has to be done. Otherwise, it's easy to come home tired and not feel like going to the gym or not feel like going to a social event. This can lead to complaining down the road that, oh, med school sucks and it's taking my life. And although some stretches this might be true, for the most part, if you schedule your time and make non-medical things a priority that have to get done, it's a lot more manageable than people make it sound like. Now, another annoying but effective one is to pre-read and make notes ahead of time. This is going to save you a lot of stress and cramming in the long run. So what you want to do is go through the next day's lectures briefly and just understand the major concepts of what is to come. Make flashcards, which is what we do, or if you prefer, notes on this stuff, so that when you go to lecture the next day or you listen to the recording of the lecture, which is what we recommend, it's the second time that you're exposed to the material. You already know the gist of it, and now you can just focus on specific details, exam hints, a little more complicated things that might have been harder to understand on your own. We go more into this in our how to study post, but the reality is that there's a ton of information that you need to learn in med school, and doing it effectively allows you to enjoy the process by freeing up more time. By doing this, you're going to learn in a way that allows you to process the information more effectively and hang on to it for a longer amount of time. Now, real quick guys, if you get value from these podcasts and videos, please remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps us reach more people and we really appreciate it. Now, the next thing is meal prep and exercise. It's very important to take care of your health in med school, and no, the reality is you're not too busy for that. Every stage of becoming a doctor gets busier and more difficult, so the time you have now is the most time you're ever going to have. There's no point in being a hotshot, successful doctor with money in your bank account if it costs you your health and body in the process. Like anything else, this is going to take prioritizing on your part. Nobody's telling you to be a bodybuilder or bikini model, but you need to do something for your health. Meal prep is going to save you time, money, and most importantly, it's going to keep you healthy. I like to use crock pots, and there's tons of recipes on YouTube where you can make a lot of healthy and good tasting things. You don't have to eat broccoli and chicken breast. What I like to do is cook every Sunday for the week, keeping about 3 days worth of food in the fridge and then the rest in the freezer. I never have to worry about what I need to eat during the week or running out of meals. As far as physical activity, I love cycling, so I try and do that. When the weather's nice, I do it outside with friends or in the gym, whether it's spin classes or just cycling in the winter. You want to find out what works for you, not somebody else, and prioritize it. Just start with simple habits like eating out less, drinking more water, stairs instead of the elevator, things like that. If you're gonna eat out, make it a social event so you kind of hit 2 birds with 1 stone, and then just work up from there. Now last but not least, make sure that you prioritize non-medical things. One of my biggest fears coming into med school was the horrors of SDN and the med school Reddit page, that I wouldn't have a life and never have any time to myself, that I was wasting my 20s by going to med school. And this, like many other things on the internet, is far from the truth. If you take the initiative and control all that you can, it's more than possible to enjoy your time in med school and leave with great memories and experiences. You need to remember that you're not going through this alone. You get to make lifelong friends and memories with people in your class and the people that you work with if you position yourself for it. Instead of self-loathing, try to prioritize having fun and enjoying yourself. Especially the first 2 years, you have a lot more control over your schedule, so manage your time right and schedule in time for non-medical things. Whatever that is for you. For some people, that's going to the club on the weekend. For others, it's rock climbing and other hobbies. Find what your thing is and do it with people you like, and this way you'll get to enjoy the process, and one day when you look back on med school, you'll look back at it with a positive attitude. That's it for today, guys. We hope this helped you guys out. As always, feel free to reach out to us and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.